Hi, my name is Kayleigh, and in this video I'm going to show you how to wire and assemble your sub box. In this part of the video, I'm going to go ahead and remove my sub, and I'm going to install my foam gaskets on the back of it. Go ahead and remove the sub. Put this cardboard piece back and then you're going to install your foam gaskets. They're going to go together like a puzzle piece, and they have holes cut out to line up with the holes on the back of your sub. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to assemble and install your terminal cup. Included in your kit, there's going to be 25 feet of 12 gauge wire along with your terminal cup and all the necessary hardware you need. Okay, so in this step, I'm going to go ahead and remove my wiring and unravel it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and feed it through on this side where my terminal cup goes. And bring it out where my subwoofer goes and give myself about a foot on this end and then 2 inches over on the other side. Okay, so for this next step, I'm going to need my wire crimpers and my wire strippers. I'm going to go ahead and go on the side with my terminal cup and pull the wires apart just a little bit. I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch and strip that off. So for this next step, I'm going to attach my terminals, twisting the wire beforehand. Go ahead and stick them in make sure there's no wire showing. Okay, now that I have them crimped, I'm just going to give them a good little tug and make sure they aren't going to pop off. Okay, so using a 7mm, I'm going to take my terminal cup and loosen the screws a little bit on the back so I can slide my terminals in. And I'm going to flip over and make sure I'm attaching it to the correct terminal with the flat side touching the metal. Okay, so I'm going to finish tightening these and make sure they're snug enough, and then I'm going to pull my wire through. I'm going to make sure my cup is snug, and then I'm going to go ahead and open these up so that they're open for installation. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to need my subwoofer wiring. To start off, I'm going to grab the wiring that is attached to my terminal cup and pull that out, and then I'm going to carefully place my sub upside down over to the sub area. And then I'm going to have voice coil 1 and voice coil 2. Okay, so next I'm going to take my subwoofer wiring and I'm going to make a jumper that runs from voice coil 1 to voice coil 2. So for this step, I'm going to take off about 1/2 inch off my wire. And then I'm going to connect it to voice coil 1. All I need to do to connect these to voice coil 1 is making sure I put the red with the red and the black with the black. I push down and I push it in. After I attach these to voice coil 1, I'm going to run my sub wiring over here, giving myself a little bit of play, but not too much, to where I can attach it to voice coil number 2. Okay, so now that I have voice coil 1 connected, I'm going to take the wiring running from voice coil 1 and I'm going to take the wiring running from my terminal cup. I'm going to strip about 3/4 to 1 inch of wiring, and then I'm going to twist them together, the negative with the negative, positive with positive. I'm going to twist my 2 negatives together and then go ahead and insert them into voice coil 2. Okay, so now I have voice coil 1 connected and I have it jumped over here to voice coil 2. And my terminal cup connected. Now, our wiring is way over spec'd, so sometimes you have to fight with it a little bit and maybe trim a little bit of wiring to get it to fit properly. Okay, so now that I have my wiring connected to my terminal cup and my sub, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. And I want to make sure it is straight. And then I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to mark where I'm going to be pre-drilling. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the sub. Forgot to mention I'm using a 5/64 inch bit. Now that I have my holes all drilled, I'm going to line my sub up with those holes again, making sure it's straight. Then I'm going to take those long screws that were in my hardware kit and attach it to my sub box. I'm just going to put these in and make sure they're somewhat snug, and then I'm going to go back around and tighten them all up. So now that I have all of my screws in, I'm gonna go crisscross like a tire and just tighten them all up. Okay, so for this next step, I'm going to need my digital multimeter. I'm going to set it to my resistance mode. This step isn't necessary, but we recommend it. I'm going to go ahead and take my probes and connect them to the correct terminal, positive to positive, negative to negative. Here I'm going to read my number. Anything from 1.8 to 2.2 is going to be an acceptable number.